Hi, my name is Matthew Yaha, and today we'll talk about the IoT audit capability of the Versa network switches. First of all, how the IoT audit works. When the two devices are connecting together, or when any new device connects to the network, the first couple of packets are being software processed, meaning that they are being redirected from the ASIC to the Intel CPU where we do deep packet inspection. We always check DHCP, DNS, HTTP, TLS, hellos, and other parameters, and we identify the device. As soon as device was identified, we switch to the hardware processing, meaning that all the communication which happens from the device to other devices is happening through the ASIC only, and it is going to be on the line rate, meaning that we can have access list, we can do the VXLAN encapsulation and many other parameters, and it's all going to be in a non-blocking, in a super fast fashion. What this allows us to do? This allows us to dynamically identify the devices which are connecting to the network. You can basically create the list and the database of the devices which are connecting to your switches. You will see when the new device connected, what type of device connected, and you might even find some fascinating facts about your network, like about the devices you didn't even know that existed in your network. Let's see how we can configure this. Here is my Versa director where I have a switch configuration. This is configuration of the template that I'm going to be applying to one or multiple switches. So for example, in this template, if we want to enable IoT audit, we will go to the security tab. We will enable it. So the only thing that we need to specify is how are we going to identify the devices, what is the network to send requests to the cloud for identification. Then we need to specify what is going to be the IP address of the DNS server for identification. And lastly, we need to specify on which networks do we want to listen for the traffic. For example, I want to check on all my access ports, all my voice VLANs and data VLANs, and maybe even guest VLANs as well. So that's what I'm going to add. After that, we can just save the config. So the system will tell us that's the new configurations that were added. And template saved. Now we can commit this template to the actual device. So we're going to do this through the commit template window. So we're going to specify that the template, which is called leave, we just modified this template. We want to apply it to two different devices, to the leaf number 1 and leaf number 2. And that's it. IoT audit is enabled. Let's verify the connection and the configuration that we just done. So for this, we're going to go into the monitoring of the device leaf 2. Here we're going to go into the IoT security section, and we're going to select that we want to check all the devices and all the configurations that was captured by the network. So here, system loaded that it was able to detect 6 devices. 3 of them were identified. So this one is Windows OS. Here's the operating system. It's identified as the Windows. Then we have the Polycom voice over IP device. This is the phone. And this is a Linux device which is also connected to my network. So you can see that we identified 3 devices right away after the configuration, and the more the system will stay in your network, the more devices you will identify which are actually going through your network. You can view historically when you identified certain devices. For example, we can go into the analytics and see in the security for IoT, first of all, what are the devices that we're mostly identifying? Is it mostly IoT devices, or it mostly just the hosts, or when they were identified, what was the timestamp specifically, what was the MAC address and other parameters when we identified device. So you can have your own database from each of your devices of what type of IoT devices in your network were identified and at what point. So, and by the way, devices don't have to be connected directly to our switch. So even if device is just connected to the same network as the Versa switch, you can already do the IoT audit of your internal network. I hope this was informative, and thank you for watching.